Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house,
I went through some pretty traumatizing events.
I stayed at his house. I stayed in his bedroom.
How old were you?
I was 15, and I remember him just sitting down with me, you know, being like, you know, this is kind of like what you got to do, Aaron, in your future. And they're setting me up, and Sony Records owes me $3.5 million, and they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me. And Brad Paisley, who sued Sony Records for $10 million. They owe me money, and they're trying to kill me off. And I'm begging you and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old.
I'm sick of this. Sick of these people. I'm sick of these haters and jealous people in real life too. And when all I did was protect that girl.
And I don't want to hear from none of these Jewish about, oh, he's in an episode. Harley Pasnick follow me to the hotel. They kill Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't clear the Backstreet Boys sample.
Okay, hold on to your wigs because Diddy's legal circus just got way messier than anyone ever expected. His legal team, oh honey, they're out here trying to press snooze on a courtroom ticking time bomb. They straight up begged the judge for a 2-month delay, claiming they were overwhelmed by a sudden avalanche of new material. Weren't these the same people swearing up and down there was no real evidence just a few weeks ago? Now suddenly, they're drowning in paperwork? The judge wasn't buying it, not for 1 second. Diddy's lawyers tried pulling a fast one, blaming prosecutors for allegedly not turning over documents on time. Classic stall tactic. But baby, the courtroom was not in the mood. The judge basically said, nope, no more delays. I don't care if you're swamped or playing games. This isn't just a case anymore. This is warfare. And if Diddy thought he could moonwalk his way out of this, like he's performing at the VMAs, he's got another thing coming. And while all that chaos is unraveling in court, another storm's been brewing that's about to slam right into this case. And her name is Jane Carter. Yes, Aaron Carter's mother. And baby, she is not going quietly into the night. While some folks tried to brush off Aaron's death with the usual he was troubled narrative, Jane is out here screaming from the rooftops. And what she's exposing is straight up chilling. Let's rewind. It was November 2022. Aaron Carter was found dead in his bathtub. The official story, accidental drowning due to drugs. Case closed, right? Wrong. Because what Jane Carter has been revealing flips the whole thing upside down. She's not just mourning her son, she's investigating his death like a mom on a mission. And what she's uncovered? Absolutely bone-chilling.
I got a call, the first thing I got a call from my daughter Angel, and she said that Aaron was found in the pool. So then I found out later that he was found in a tub, and it just, everything, the stories just kind of kept changing. But I was very concerned because, you know, he had obviously had a lot of people that were harassing him on the internet.
A lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
We met him through Rodney Jerkins. He was in the studio recording.
Right.
And
when
he wanted to meet the both of us.
When Michael met you, he was very interested in you, wasn't he?
No, I don't think he was interested like everybody
You don't?
portrays him to be. No. And when Michael Jackson was alive, you are backing him. You are up his ass. You are kissing his ass. You are there to testify for him under oath. And then when he dies, you decide that that's a good time to come out. No, what you're doing is you're actually stomping on an icon and a legend. He got mad at what I was talking about, airing out his dirty laundry. And so basically, this smear campaign started on me. Cancel culture, like.
Here's where things get real shady. Just days before he died, Aaron reportedly told people, yes, real people, not just some anonymous blog, that he was being threatened. And not just vague passing threats, no, he was scared. He said he felt like someone was coming for him. His team, his inner circle, they heard it loud and clear. And then, boom, he's dead. But wait, here's the creepy part. When authorities found his body, Aaron's phone was missing, gone, just vanished. In 2022, who the hell takes a bath without their phone nearby? Nobody. That phone should have been in the room, in the bathroom, on the counter, in his hand, but it wasn't anywhere. And Jane, she's asking the questions everyone should have asked, like, why did his phone disappear? What was on that phone? His texts? His voice memos? Threats? Confessions? Now imagine this. Aaron was a chronic oversharer. Always live streaming, tweeting, exposing. If he was afraid, the proof would have been right there on that phone. So why is it missing? Jane's even leaked photos from the scene. Yes, she's not playing games. She says the police rushed to dismiss it all because of Aaron's history. You know, the drugs, the meltdowns, the stardom crash. But Jane says her baby deserved better than being written off like some cautionary tale. She's not letting this go. Not today, not ever.
This is Aaron Carter. I want to verify that this is actually my GoFundMe page. There's been a lot of misdirection that I've had to do in order to protect myself from being the silence breaker for my brother, who is a rapist. And now they're after my life. My whole family is after my life. And they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million, and they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me. And Brad Paisley, who sued Sony Records for $10 million. Don't f***ing call, you don't know nothing, man. Otherwise, pay a little bit more attention. But Def Light, you were f***ing wrong for this, just for saying that shit. That's why Nick had to put allegedly in there. I want to sue the fucking shit piss out of him. So don't even come at me with that shit, man. I come with facts, receipts, and evidence.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house, my mom and my dad told me, we're getting a divorce, but you still have to go do this. I had to go show off all the stuff my whole life that was going to be taken away from me.
I was in another place and I saw things happen to Aaron and saw things happen to all these people, and I couldn't do anything because I was someplace else. I couldn't help you. That in itself is what makes it hard, because I wanted to go in there and scoop up, but you guys weren't even 18 years old. You couldn't escape.
It got bad when I was about 15 years old.
And let's get something straight. Aaron wasn't hiding in a cave somewhere. He was posting, performing, planning a comeback tour. His final social media posts, yeah, they were weird, but not suicidal. They sounded like a guy trying to figure things out, not someone ready to give up. Jane Carter doesn't want conspiracy. She wants the truth. She wants her son's life and death to be treated with the care it deserves. Because the red flags, they were everywhere. The cryptic posts, the missing phone, the eerie threats. But no one took Aaron seriously. And now Jane is the only one left still screaming for answers. And believe me, people are finally listening. Because this story doesn't end at a bathtub. It leads straight into the darkest corners of the music industry. And guess whose name is suddenly floating around in the shadows? You guessed it, Diddy.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house, my mom and my dad told me, we're getting a divorce, but you still have to go do this. I had to go show off all the stuff my whole life that was going to be taken away from me.
There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I sit down with them and they all ask these super sexually exploited, questions, back-sided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, you're crazy. And I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? And she goes, well, I think something happened, I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving. Is this? I was like, and I looked at my mom, I go, are you really trying to go at Michael and use me for a money grab? I was like, no, and I looked at him right now, I said, nothing happened.
They keep tracing my, they keep tracing me and following me everywhere I go. So they everywhere. Hacking into my phones, getting my locations, and so Aaron Carter, AARONCARTER. I'm on live right now. So if you go on live right now and you guys watch it, you can see what's going on. So
it's at Aaron Carter, no underscore, no.
nothing. AARONCARTER. Yeah, they said that they're saying I have a threat paid for hire. My fans, because they're all watching.
It all begins with Aaron's cause of death, drowning. That's what the coroner said. But people who know Aaron and fans who followed every twist of his tragic life aren't buying it, especially after everything Aaron was saying before his death. See, Aaron wasn't shy. He was live streaming his breakdowns. He named names. And while not everything he said was crystal clear, one thing was, he didn't trust the industry. He once said, "I'm not afraid of Diddy." Pause. Who randomly says that unless there's a reason? Aaron claimed he was being watched, followed. He warned people, and he said these things just days before his death. And let's not forget, Aaron started young, like preschool age young, touring with the Backstreet Boys before he even knew how to spell manager. He said he was surrounded by big people before he hit double digits. He wasn't talking about some tour roadie. He was talking about power players, people with Diddy-level pull. Now fast forward to 2024. Diddy's being accused of everything from abuse to freak-off parties to industry manipulation. And suddenly, people are connecting the dots. Aaron might been trying to tell us something, and no one listened. Jane Carter, she believes it. And frankly, so do a lot of people. Because Aaron's story isn't some isolated tragedy, it's part of a pattern, a disgusting, infuriating pattern that's plagued Hollywood for decades. Let's talk about what Aaron was really up against. Aaron Carter wasn't just some pop star gone off the rails. He was a child thrown to the wolves. You think the industry protected him? Please. He was surrounded by grown men with dollar signs in their eyes, people who smiled on camera and manipulated behind closed doors. This boy, yes boy, was exposed to the kind of power and perversion most adults wouldn't survive. And we all watched it happen in real time. He was exploited by the machine, discarded when the money slowed, and ridiculed for his spirals, but no one ever asked, why was he spiraling in the first place? And let's not forget his family. Oh boy, the Carter household was no safe haven either. His sister, Nikki Carter, that was straight up toxic. There was a restraining order, allegations, public fights. He once tweeted, "I haven't seen you guys in 4 years and I don't intend to." That's not normal family drama. That's trauma-level estrangement. When the people meant to protect you become the ones wounding you, what do? Aaron tried to scream his pain into the void. Live streams at 3 a.m., ranting about drones, secret recordings, shady execs, and instead of listening, we laughed. We memed, we dismissed him as just another troubled celeb. And those tattoos, they weren't just ink, they were screams. Literal cries carved into his face, the Medusa, the Rihanna piece. They were his diary when words failed him. At one point, he said, "I've been through so much trauma, and I've been trying to heal for a long time." But Hollywood doesn't want healing. Hollywood wants ratings, clicks, chaos, and it was that very chaos that consumed Aaron Carter. His death wasn't random, it was a climax. Now, let's shift back to Diddy, because baby, the walls are closing in. This trial, it's not a courtroom drama. It's a full-blown apocalypse for the bad boy mogul. You think this is just about Aaron? No. This is about a system, a network. And Diddy, he's just the shiny face of it. But get ready, because the puppet strings go deeper than him. The judge, she's not here for the theatrics. When Diddy's team came begging for bail, denied. When they asked for a delay, rejected. They thought they could pull the same smoke and mirrors trick that's worked for years. But not this time. The judge said, no more games. Diddy's staying right here in the fire. No comfy mansion retreat. No luxury hideout. No escape. And behind closed doors, you better believe his team is scrambling like rats on a sinking yacht. They wanted time to gather evidence, aka craft a fantasy, but the court isn't buying it. They're forcing Diddy to face the storm head on, without a life jacket. And it gets worse. There's one piece of evidence that could burn this whole house down, the Kim Porter video. That's right, Kim Porter, Diddy's ex, the mother of his children, the woman whose death was shrouded in eerie mystery. There's a video. And Diddy's lawyer is fighting tooth and nail to keep it out. Why? What's on that footage that's so explosive? Rumor has it, it's damning, like Endgame level. And if it enters the courtroom, Diddy's empire could go up in smoke. They're trying everything to get it thrown out. But that just raises more questions. Why silence it? What are they hiding? And with Kim's death already raising eyebrows, this just adds fuel to the fire. If the judge allows it, this case could take a turn no one's ready for. But let's be real, Diddy's been protected for years. The system, built for people like him. Power, money, lawyers who know every loophole. It's how the rich stay untouchable. So the real question is, will this time be different? Will Diddy finally face consequences, or will this be just another story of the rich buying their way out? Meanwhile, survivors are gathering, and they're not staying silent anymore. Justin Bieber, Joseph Monero, names keep dropping. People who've seen the industry's ugliest underbelly are finally speaking up, and the stories? Horrifying. Bieber said it himself. It's a scary thing. He knows. He lived it. And now he's watching it happen again with younger stars. Kids like Billie-ish, and he's scared. These artists aren't just entertainers, they're targets. And they know it. And now the feds are getting involved. Diddy's freak-offs, the shady payouts to adult workers, baby, the skeletons are tumbling out of the closet faster than TMZ can keep up. And it doesn't stop at Diddy. Oh no, because while we were all watching Diddy act like the final boss of hip-hop hell, the real mastermind was hiding in plain sight. Jay-Z. Yes, you read that right. When Tory Lanez dad accused Jay-Z of orchestrating Tory's arrest, people thought he was losing it. But then came Terrence Howard. And what he said? If you expose the real power structure in this industry, they don't just cancel you, they destroy you. Think about that. Jay-Z isn't just part of the system. According to some, he is the system, the billionaire pulling strings, the kingpin hiding behind a business suit and a clean-cut image. And Diddy? Just a pawn, a glorified middle manager running errands for the real boss. Jay-Z is being called the architect of this decades-long machine, a machine that chews up black talent, spits out the broken, and builds empires on their shattered dreams. This isn't just about Aaron Carter anymore. It's about the machine that failed him, the machine Diddy helped build, the machine that Jay-Z allegedly runs from the shadows. So now what? Will Diddy finally fall? Will that Kim Porter video surface and end this charade? Will Aaron Carter's death finally get the justice it deserves? And what about Jane Carter, the only person still demanding answers while the world scrolls on? Here's what we know. This isn't over. Jane Carter won't stop, and now neither will we.